Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta.
Is that better? I put it right by that mic.
There you go. It's hard to do. I should have put my mic on the other side, because I can't left hand open a beer, and then it's anyways.
That's what I do. I left hand open my beer.
Yeah, well, I'm not left-handed.
I'm not either. Lo and behold, it's just not that hard to open a beer.
I'm not ambidextrous either.
That's pretty bad, man.
Well, also, I've been drinking during this whole. I'm going to blame it on right now, but I've been drinking during this whole horrible Mississippi State, Georgia State basketball. State, Georgia State basketball game. No, it was State versus Georgia State apparently, because all they said was State. Anyhow,
they kept on saying State, and I kept on being like, I don't know. That's weird.
Whoa!
It was getting confusing.
Brian watched a basketball game, guys. I was unprepared for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I watched part of it, and then I had it on while I was doing better things around the house.
What could be possibly better than watching a game that you're hoping you don't lose by 30 points to?
Yeah. No, I mean, it was really bad.
Positives, man. 29.
Exactly.
We flirted with it. We went over it, and we're like, no. We got to have one silver lining from this game. We will not lose by 30. We did it.
Yeah. Props to you, man, for finding something positive to talk about. Well, no, the game started. What was your honest expectation? There's a spider coming down on my computer from my
we saw it. It was like hovered in front of the camera.
What was your honest expectation? Before the game happened, what was your honest expectation about this game?
Lose by 10, give or take.
Okay, yeah. Did you even think about it? Did you give it a second thought, Ryan?
No, I know nothing about Mississippi State, and I think we're not very good. So.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, yeah, sure, we could win. Georgia State has won these types of games, but I went into it not expecting a win. The game starts, and we actually look a little decent for the first, a few baskets of the game, and we were up for a little bit. I'm like, okay, cool. This may be a little bit of a closer game. And no sooner did I have those thoughts, we were down by 5, we were down by 10, and it just cascaded from that point. It was not what I expected. No. I guess a blowout was always in the realm of expectations, but man, that sucked.
Terrible.
Our guard play was atrocious. That's being nice.
Our free throws really kept us out of the game early on as well. They were hitting everything, and we were missing everything.
But it wasn't just free throws. It was everything.
No,
everything. We just missed everything.
No, it wasn't just free throws, but they were hitting theirs, and we were missing ours, and the game could have been a lot closer had that one factor been different. But yeah, we looked sloppy. They looked sloppy. They had moments of brilliance where they looked like a super competitive team. And then there were times they were making the same dumb mistakes we were making. So we should have been a lot better in this game, I feel.
Mississippi State definitely made us work for everything. Even in sort of garbage time until maybe the last 2.5 minutes. But they made us work for every basket we got. And frankly, we weren't shooting that well to begin with. So it made it that much harder for us to score, right?
Yeah, they were aggressive throughout, but that which actually worked out in our favor, I thought, at the very beginning, because it looked like they got into foul trouble really early on, because I kept on noticing the same guy getting called for fouls. I'm like, cool, we'll start knocking their guys out at the beginning, because I think they were already down 2 starters to begin the game. So I'm like, all right, we can take another starter out, then maybe we have a chance in this. But yeah, It did not work out that way.
Nah, their whole bench is better than our starters, so.
Yeah, and they shot pretty well. Over 50% from 3, from 2, almost 90% from 3 for line. It's pretty hard to lose when you're doing that well.
I tell you what, though, I looked up this morning. I looked up the drive to Starkville, and I was like, you know what? What if I just get a wild hair at my ass and I decide to drive to the game, go up there and watch that game by myself? I didn't even see any other Panther fans there.
I didn't see any Mississippi State fans, so. They got me doing it. You hear that?
State fans. What?
Well, I don't want to call them the Bulldogs either, because nobody calls them that in the SEC. It's really weird. The Bulldogs are in Athens.
Cowbells.
Those announcers were horrible. They were calling them the Dogs. Whenever they were not calling them State, they're calling them the Dogs. But no, I looked to go over there and I was like, all right, what about the podcast? I guess I can just plug my phone in and I can drive home while doing the podcast. That'll be a way to pass a couple hours. Like, but then I can't drink. But I am Mississippi and Alabama, so isn't like drinking and driving legal there?
Doesn't matter if it's legal or not. It's a bad idea.
You could have gone to Stark Vegas. I kind of like that. No, I didn't like that. That was
No. But no, those announcers were at the very onset. I'm like, oh, he's used to calling Mississippi State. He'll probably figure it out for a while, and did not. It was calling us all night long, and I get it. That's the home team, but was it confusing for you hearing the call?
Yeah.
of the game.
Well, once I realized what they were doing, it settled in pretty well. But I don't know if you also noticed they had an advertisement with a company that was like R Blue, and it said Hail State in R blue and white, and in the background for a bunch of the game. I'm just like, are you rooting for us? Like, I don't understand.
Well, no, I was kind of trying to think, is that just the arrogance of their announcer being like, well, we are State, like, you guys are the visiting team, so I don't care if your team name includes State in there. We're just going to, push through with what we call ourselves, or is it just dumb laziness on the part of the announcer where they could actually have said Mississippi State or Bulldogs or whatever else, they just chose not to, or just dumb ignorance?
I don't think it's ignorance. I think they're just used to calling them State, and so they call them that. Because, like I said, nobody in the SEC even calls them the Bulldogs, even though that's their mascot. They call them Mississippi State or State.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not like Mississippi State and Georgia State are the only two, state schools in all of college basketball. They have got to be playing other schools. They play LSU. Do they just think they're the only school called State?
Nobody calls LSU State.
Okay.
Bad example.
I was just thinking of the closest thing to them, but I don't know.
Just call them cowbells. How about that?
I feel like they were just being lazy. I think it was being lazy. I do not think that if roles were reversed, I didn't listen to Dave Cohen's broadcast, but I guarantee you he was not calling us State and them Mississippi State the entire time.
I still yell "Go State" when we're playing like App State and stuff, but I realize what I'm doing, and I'm like, oh shit, I should stop.
I try to back off when that happens.
Yeah,
I don't like doing that.
Yeah,
it gets confusing. You got to back off.
Well, for me, it goes back to I think I've talked this story before when I went up to Virginia Tech because I had some friends that went from Georgia Tech. They were going up there for the Virginia Tech Georgia Tech game where Lee Corso's car got hit by lightning, and I asked one of the Virginia Tech my buddies, I'm like, hey, so legit, who do you think wins tomorrow? And he goes, Tech. I'm like, it tells me nothing at all. So, and maybe that memory is what just kind of makes like this spokes.
Well, he wasn't wrong.
He got it right. Good for him.
That game, no, he got it wrong.
No, Tech definitely won.
No, they did not. That game was called. They never finished.
Oh, really?
And it was never rescheduled.
Huh.
So, bam, Ryan, look at that. You don't know what you're talking about.
I root for that all the time. There's all kinds of games that I'm like, lightning storm. Let's do it.
Man, we needed that in some games.
Like today.
Yeah.
I don't think they call basketball games for lightning storms.
Call this one. Is it too late to call this game for a lightning storm? So Julian's watching. Julian says the Panthers play of late is concerning. What is up with this team? Like I posted this on PantherTalk today. I don't think anybody has a grasp of what this team is, and after watching this game, I still don't have a grasp on what this team is.
I think they're just not that good.
Tim?
We are lost, confused, and dazed. That's it.
Lost and dazed.
We have no.
Would that be the sequel to Dazed and Confused? Lost,
yes.
Dazed and Confused.
There's no core to the team. There's no nothing. Like I don't know. Tonight was frustrating to watch. We kind of tried to run a play, but then missed wide open shots. Everything was a struggle. I mean, maybe it's the holidays.
Well, I mean, the team hasn't played in what, 10,
COVID,
12 days, something like that.
Right?
There's the COVID. What was it? The contact tracing injury that we talked about last week.
It is. It's heavy. I don't know. We're not playing that well. It can't just be Sosame missing. It can't be.
Is it players or is it coaching?
I'm gonna stay on the players for this one.
Are the players any different?
Not really.
No.
It should be better.
Same folks, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 4 of the same starters from last year.
There's only 5 starters, aren't there?
maybe 3 of the same start. Because Sesame was a starter last year, so like maybe it's 3 of the same start. I don't know. That
Corey
seems like
Allen, Kane Williams, right? Jalen Thomas.
Nelson Phillips was not there last year.
No.
So yeah, I don't know what to think about this team. I didn't know what to think about this team going into this game. I don't know what to think about them coming out of it. We've got Toccoa Falls on Saturday, who we beat 105-60. I looked that up during this game. So last year we beat them 105-60. So this team beat them 105-60 last year.
I don't know. Could be a good game.
Well, maybe
know.
this is just what we need to knock the rust off.
Well, that's what the last game against Jason Voorhees College was supposed to be, was the knock the rust off game after
Right.
the COVID injuries and contact tracing injuries and stuff. So I don't know. But obviously
we added rust in that game.
But after Toccoa Falls, we have the game we've been looking forward to the entire offseason, which is back at Georgia Tech and McCamish again. And I mean, if we don't beat Toccoa Falls by more than 105-60, you know, I don't know. It's gonna suck going to that Georgia Tech game.
I don't know, man.
Oddly enough,
we'll have a fun time there. That's all.
Oddly enough, we actually played Toccoa Falls and Georgia Tech back to back last season. We opened up the season against Georgia Tech and then immediately came back to the sports arena to play Toccoa Falls. This time it's just vice versa. Toccoa Falls is the warm up for Tech.
What's the date on that Tech game again?
21st?
Tuesday. 7 days from right now.
All right.
Actually 7 days. Yeah, we'll be watching the game right now. Isn't it a 9 o'clock tip off?
Yeah, it's a late one. 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was looking at, so Tim, you've spent a lot more time at the bars in Midtown. I was thinking that 11th Street Pub or Marlowe's Tavern is a pregame party
Those
over
are
there.
good spots, yeah. I picked one of those two.
They're both are like half a mile walk from McCamish.
I will say Marlowe's has more bar seating, if that's important. 11th Street's it's a nice pub.
The only reason why I suggested 11th Street is because that's where we went to after the Georgia Tech exhibition game. What was that? What was that? 2 or 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
I don't think I've ever been there. I've always wanted to go in there though.
It's owned by, for your reference, Ryan. It's owned by the same people that own Bucket Shop, so it's the exact same menu and kind of the same feel, but just far smaller.
All right, cool.
So I think I think that at Bucket Shop they have like North Highland Pub the chicken rolls, and then at 11th Street they call them Bucket Shop chicken rolls. They kind of like just move the names of the restaurants all around.
No idea.
It's a good idea.
I always got chicken fingers. I don't know what you want.
Chicken fingers are pretty good. So, but yeah, so Toccoa Falls on Saturday. I think it's a 6 o'clock tip off at the sports arena. I think we should do a full on G deck tailgate this weekend.
7 a.m. All right, let's do it.
I probably can't pull off 7 a.m., but maybe the game's at 6, so maybe a 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock show up at the G deck. I'll bring the tent. I can do the flat top. We can do some smash burgers and drink and have a good time.
Sounds like a plan.
Are you in?
I'm a maybe.
Yeah. So you're not in.
I'm in.
I think it'd be fun.
I've definitely said maybe and come to things.
Yeah, you've also said maybe and not come to things.
That's true, but it doesn't mean I'm not going.
Just plain not come. But anyway,
I might make it.
All right.
What is that? Saturday?
Saturday, we get there around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, something like that. Got to figure out a bathroom situation there.
Yeah, because that's gonna be rough.
Because like on weekdays when like the building's still open, it's easy to the elevator down and just go into campus and use a bathroom there. There used to be a porta potty at the bottom.
We should just rent a porta potty, tell them to drop it off on the top of G deck.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I have not peed on the top of G deck before.
So here's the deal. I'm looking at my schedule, and I can't make it for a 6 o'clock game, but I might come tailgate for a while.
Oh, there you go. Tailgating's always the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm saying that sounds like fun, so I might do that.
All right,
and I'll invite my little brother. We'll see if he comes.
There you go.
They're all done though, so I don't know when he's going back to home. He's going home for a couple weeks.
Back to home. He can always come back.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Probably
not gonna happen. The only other big thing I had to talk about was Charlie Cobb broke his silence this past week. Released his State of the
He
Panthers.
did.
I was like a year and a half. He used to do it like, was it monthly or quarterly? He used to send out those emails. And
I
then
don't
we
know
got
how
one
often they came out, but yeah,
got
I felt like less.
more than.
He kind of called himself out on it.
Well, he called himself out, but then he also kind of called out Mike Holmes, like the communications guy. He's like kind of like, yeah, Mike and I talked about it. We should probably do this more. Like, it wasn't just my fault. Mike didn't give me an urging to do it. I'm like, yeah, come on, Charlie.
Sorry, David, to do your job for you, but no breaking news on that. That I read some of it.
Did you?
Wow.
Some of it.
Skimmed it.
I read the first paragraph. It got really boring, and I stopped.
Well, I think like every paragraph actually was a different topic, and it kind
It was boring.
it was kind of interesting. It was well, I mean, it was interesting, not for what he said, but for the fact that he was saying something. Tim, what was your take on the whole thing?
I like that he actually talked about the AAC and why we didn't move and studies and stuff like that. They talked to, I guess, consultants, and travel costs have been high, and it was, now of course now it's like, we're better off where we're at, which sure.
Well, yeah, a conversation that would have been great to hear 4 months ago.
Better late than never.
It really, truthfully,
Yeah, because he could have said nothing.
That is what we
well,
got, though. A couple.
That's
the information that came out that we already knew. So I don't know why you're upset.
Which one of us is upset?
You, David, you seem very upset that we didn't know about this before,
No,
but we did.
Nothing came out from the university. Everything
reported it.
That's part of it. Part of what he said was, don't listen to things you hear on the internet. I mean, basically jabbing at all the social media and PantherTalk and what we talk about here, which granted, this all comes from PantherTalk and social media. But he was kind of jabbing at, don't listen to that kind of stuff unless you hear it from the source. And I'm like, yeah, well, the source took 4 months to talk about it. So why should I be, not be upset about it?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think it read like he reads PantherTalk. I don't know.
No, well, he very well may read PantherTalk, but I think that he pays people to read PantherTalk and tell him what people are talking about.
Okay, yeah, true.
although this is not me saying it, but for a lot of the criticism of Charlie Cobb that people say he does nothing, maybe that's all he does do is just spends his entire day scrolling through PantherTalk. And
he gave out his email address and phone number. We can all email him.
Both of those are available on the website, and both of those go to his secretary or assistant or whatever.
Oh, so he doesn't read them.
I don't know. I said that. I haven't got no idea if those are true. If that's true or not.
Never believe what you hear on the internet, Tim.
Never believe what I say, at least. No, I don't know. It just kind of refueled all my anger and everything. I was kind of over the realignment deal and us not making a move or seemingly make a move, and just reading all of that just kind of made me all pissed off all over again. So it was almost like too much, too late.
So are you happy where we are or not?
Oh, come on. You know how I feel about that.
He's angry. He's angry now.
Yes, you don't want to be in any conference. I get it.
No, that's not true at all. I don't want to be in any conference with the trash down south. Had we just added Southern Miss and Marshall, I think that would have been strengthening the conference. But I don't think that Old Dominion and JMU coming in do anything better for us.
I don't know. They're picking up 5-star transfers left and right. So
5-star?
It was 4. I don't know.
Okay.
They're picking up a lot of transfers.
If AAC is better, it's marginal at best, and it's not worth like stressing over. Yeah, we might be better than them in a couple years, just like we ended up better than CUSA.
I guess I'm not stressing over it. It was just
you're angry.
I'm not happy.
We only got 3 seasons.
You said angry.
I'm discontent. I'm malcontent. What's the proper
discontent?
Word there?
I think is right. Malcontent's a little different.
We have 3 big
probably
years.
That too, but
we have 3 big years to prepare for 2025. We gotta get going.
I'm just looking at the schools that moved to the American: Charlotte, FAU, North Texas, Rice, UAB, and San Antonio. Had we, because it was kind of alluded to in that message that we had our chance to go if we wanted to. Which one of those schools do you think would have not got the cut? Who would we have replaced? or kept from going in. I don't know.
Yeah, no clue.
No clue. I mean, I knew that they would want the Texas, right? So
Yeah, but they got 3 Texas schools, so I would
probably one of them.
So yeah, so the money is it'd be one of the Texas schools doesn't get the invite. I don't know, probably North Texas. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only one I
You
knew
guys
is
are
UTSA.
You guys are really into it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Like this is we're a couple of steps down the what if line, and it's I think I don't know.
I will say it was a long letter to the fans.
It really was.
It was very long.
Yeah, you
so
can only
long
get
that
through one
Ryan
paragraph.
I scrolled a little. I read the first paragraph, scrolled a little, and said, "Nah, I'm not gonna make it."
Did you
It
at
did
least
take me-
scroll down to the 5 bowl games in 7 years and the Camellia Bowl merch?
No, I did
Yeah.
see where they were talking about the five bowl games in 7 years. So maybe I made it to the second or third paragraph too. I don't know. Because I was a little annoyed at it because lots of people go to bowl game. More people go to bowl games than don't. So I like it, but I just
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
we've gone to more bowl games in our short time in the Sun Belt history than most of the other teams in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
great and scary.
I think what the stat was that Coach Elliott has gone to the second most number of bowl games in the Sun Belt since he's joined. But they're basically like Napier was only there for 4 years, and App State went through like 3 coaches in 3 years, and the Trash Down South made it like to a bowl game. So it's not that great of a stat, but it's
Well,
it's a
and
stat. It's a stat.
the Sun Belt
true.
the Sun Belt since we've joined has been doing a pretty good job of adding tie-ins that guarantee. So like where we saw that there was going to be at least a team that wasn't going to make it even though they added a bowl, that wasn't ever going to be us because they have contractual obligations, right? We were going to make
there's like what 4 or 5 get to make it.
We're going no matter what as long as we qualify. So
yeah. Are you Ryan? You're going to Camilla, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see what the kind of turnout we get down there is.
I mean, I'm not. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be there by myself. I'm sure.
You should sneak into the ESPN zone or whatever. Just pretend you have a ticket.
No,
No?
it seemed a little pricey. It's like $150, and all it is it's like some drinks and some food. I don't know. It didn't seem.
Might be the only food.
Yeah, and if you're not staying the night, then I don't want to go to open bar. It's not open bar; it's a cash bar. But I don't want to go to a bar.
It's a cash bar.
I don't want to go to a bar during a game if I'm having to turn around and drive back. What is it?
Yeah. I'm not
3
trying
hours?
to drink. I might have like a beer or something, but
Yeah, we're favored by 4.5 points in the game.
I saw. Yeah,
Wow.
and all the stats look good for us too. I was looking at all the average stats for each team, and
I went
looking pretty
to
solid.
the Ball State message board to kind of just check out and see what the vibe was there, and they may be more apathetic as a fan base than we are.
Oh,
Wow.
It wasn't like they're like, all right, well, that's a pretty good team. Some guys are like, oh, but they started off like 1-3, and they're like, yeah, but did you see who they played and like the rest of what they did and blah 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 blah. So the fans that are paying attention seem to be thinking that Georgia State's going to kind of run away with it a little bit.
all right. Well, I'll take that.
Oh, I'll take the win over whatever the hell they think.
I'll take a win by 1 point, so that's fine. Every win.
Whatever it takes.
That's right. I mean, 8 wins. 8 wins will be cool. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Great for the program, great for the coach.
Yeah, and I say it over and over and over again though. It sucks that it's one of our better teams didn't do it because we've had better teams than this for sure.
Right. Yeah. So speaking of better teams, like the early signing period, our early signing day is tomorrow, and I don't like.
You got recruiting news for us, David?
Not me. That's my news. Early signing day is on Wednesday.
We're gonna sign some players.
Well, yeah, there's been a bunch of tweets about people committing and everything. I don't know. I think we're still ranked as 5th in the conference and like 97th overall.
That's always.
It's about right.
No, but I don't want to be.
It doesn't mean anything because they rate our players based on who we are. It's never going to change if that happens. We can still get better players.
Oh no, I was having this conversation with somebody else today. Was like, we may actually have the best class. It may turn out that we have the best class in all of the conference this year. We won't know for another 2 or 3 years, maybe 1 year, who knows. And I don't put a lot of value into all the rankings and crap like that, but I still hate seeing us ranked 5th out of 10 teams. Right? 10. Yeah, yes. I don't like seeing that. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Who's ahead of us other than Coastal?
Coastal's first. They have like a crap ton. They have a crap ton number of players, and like almost all of them are 3-star or better. Or maybe I think they're all 3-star. I don't think there's any 4-star.
Louisiana, Coastal, App. Don't say them.
Probably Troy.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I'm making that up. Yeah, I think you're right on the first 3, and then probably right. Troy. Who's moving to the West Division? So screw them. Don't care about them.
Troy.
We'll see them once every 3 to 4 years. That's one thing I was thinking about today, looking at the way the whole breakdown is with the 14 teams. Is there's going to be the majority of football players will only see the West Division teams once, if at all.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to build a cross division rivalry in that way. I guess you kind of build it off of your basketball team, or like kind of like we did with Lafayette. Hating them in basketball made us hate them in football.
Sure. I don't
definitely. So,
oh my god,
100%. So
do we really hate them in football?
We want to beat them in football for sure, and it's
beat
because
everyone in football.
I know, but we care more about that game for sure. But it's partially because they've been so good since we joined the Sun Belt. They've been such a good program that beating them would be a big deal for us. But partially it's because of basketball and the hatred that grew there. We want to beat them in everything now.
It doesn't carry over from
team, Tim. Come on.
It doesn't carry over for me, but I do want to beat them because we've been so fucking so close so many times.
Well, no, I think it does carry over for me because, like, if I look at the way I consider other sports, I really I hate Lafayette because of basketball, but I also hate Lafayette because of the New Orleans Saints. Like, I hate everything about that entire state. It carries not even over from like a different program, like a different like sport, different league, professional to amateur. Like, yeah, sure. If we were to play, if we were in the American and we had to play, what is it, Temple that's in Philadelphia? I would hate Temple just because of the Eagles and the Phillies. Like that would carry over for me because I feel like all those people probably like the Eagles and the Phillies, and anybody that likes the Eagles and the Phillies are stupid.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Doesn't carry over for me.
Man, this is going great.
I answered the question with a lot of pizzazz. All right,
you did.
Now move on.
Yeah. Arkansas State was a good one for me.
I've gone through all of my notes, right? I'm pulling at strings right now.
I know you're upset that we're not beating this dead horse for you, and like I got nothing left, man. It's dead.
It's such a pretty horse.
It's dead. It's a dead horse.
It's a dead horse.
So pretty.
All right. Well, Tim was wanting to keep this short and simple to a 30-minute episode, and despite my best efforts, we're approaching 30 minutes right now. Unless you guys got anything else, I'm just gonna get drunk and bitch you guys out on last call.
All right, let's do it. I don't even think I had a sip of my gin drink.
I've had this many sips of my vodka drink, and I finished my entire beer that I cracked open. Also, I feel like I'm drunk right now because I forgot to take all my beer cans upstairs after last week, so there's just a cornucopia of all of my beer from last week. So when I dump these off in the trash can tomorrow morning, if I remember, my wife's going to be like, "How drunk did you get last night?" And I'm going to reply the same way I do every time. Yes.
Yup.
Maybe we can talk about how much we care about the basketball teams leaving. Last call.
That's actually a great topic for right now, Tim.
Damn.
How much we care about what?
Little Rock's leaving.
Oh, right? I don't care.
And Arlington's leaving as well.
Why would we care? Oh, we don't care. No, you're being sarcastic.
I'm glad they're leaving. I mean,
Oh, you do care. You care the opposite way. You're happy.
I
Yeah.
really had no opinion about them leaving or not leaving.
I had no opinion about them. I have no opinion about them.
with the
I
football
think if-
schools ad, we didn't need them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't hurt anything. I guess scheduling gets weird, gets wonky for basketball and the other sports, whatever. They kind of they were always two of the better basketball programs. Like whenever we talked about who the preseason favorites were, it was Georgia State, typically first or second, and then one of those two schools were always right behind us, and
Chasing
maybe
us.
maybe Lafayette kind of thrown in the mix
Yeah.
as well. So I think for that spot, I don't care about this conference that much, but I just don't. During a lot of the conference realignment talk, there's always stuff about well, once you kick out the basketball schools or once you kick out Monroe or whatever, and I'm like, that's just not how it works. You don't really just kick out teams.
Apparently,
But
you do.
effectively, I don't think we kicked them out. We were just kind of like,
You don't belong here.
it's not you, it's me. I don't think this is working exactly. You'd be better off with somebody else, someone who loves you.
I'm the new commissioner. Why don't you have this thing called football? You shouldn't be here anymore. Can you leave?
Do you think did the commissioner even talk to him? You think it was like probably like just like the
Secretary.
Lafayette, the Lafayette athletic director was kind of like, no, get out. We don't want you here.
I
No,
was just gonna say that.
it was probably the Marshall athletic director because apparently Marshall kind of runs this conference now.
They
What?
do. Yeah.
Why?
They're the reason why we have JMU and Old Dominion.
Oh, really?
That was kind of like, well, obviously it's rumors, it's internet speculation, but they're the reason why part of them coming on board was that we would bring ODU and JMU into the conference.
I thought it was all ESPN just looking for new eyeballs in an ESPN conference.
I mean, obviously ESPN carries a lot of weight, but I think it was Marshall that was really. They've been pushing for years to create an East Coast conference, and so now by getting a 14-team conference, 7 teams in the East, they only have to travel west, once a year, and it's not that far. It's not that far when it's Troy. It sucks when it's Texas State, and everybody else in between is kind of meh,
Well, I mean, no, because Troy to them is still a flight, and once you're on a plane, doesn't matter.
I guess actually it's a flight and a bus ride, probably because they're probably flying into Atlanta and taking a bus to Troy.
That might be true.
But still, it's once a year versus the Conference USA mess where they were all over the place.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't even know what the Conference USA looked like for them, but yeah, they were pushing for this East Coast division or East Coast Conference, and honestly, I would not be surprised if over the next 4 or 5 years they try to find a way to make a breakaway and take the East Coast teams and create a whole new conference in college football.
Call it Marshall Conference.
Well, somebody was calling instead of calling the Sun Belt the East and the West, calling it the Gulf and the Atlantic Conference because you have so many states that touch the Atlantic and then the other states that touch the Gulf. And I'm like, it's not horrible, but it does seem kind of like hokey to me. Not hokey like Virginia Tech. Hokey like just kind of, yeah.
Wasn't the Big 12 or something, or the Big 10 like the Heroes and Legends or something?
Legends and leaders and legends, right?
Yeah, that's dumber. So
I don't think you could probably, unless you were trying to. I don't think you could come up with worse division names than leaders and legends. I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I say it, it sounds like the kind of like games I get advertised to me in the ads of the games I don't pay for, like play leaders and legends.
So they're going to rename our divisions, right? Gulf and Atlantic. Yeah. They're going to do it.
I don't know, David. I don't know.
So they put it out there. They're going to rename the divisions in the Sun Belt.
Do they really say
I'm totally making that up. Yeah.
Oh.
No, but they've heard it now, so they're going to do it. Right?
Tim just made that up.
You know what?
Then.
I think
you guys believe me.
I think it's okay. Well, I didn't know if you were telling the truth or if you did not hear what we were talking about beforehand.
Yeah, that's like what we were talking about.
No, they're going to do it. I was just saying they're going to do it. They're going to rename them.
Well, the one takeaway I can get from this is that means that the divisions will be Gulf and Atlantic, G and A, Georgia. So there's establishing that this is Georgia's conference. So Georgia State will will own the conference, but based off of that.
And not Marshall.
Yeah, we should do shirts that say "We are not Marshall."
I don't want to wear another team's name on my body.
No, but it'd be blue and white, and we can even put the red underline under Marshall.
Nah.
It's too far.
I mean, y'all, if you want to wear Marshall shirts to the Marshall game, have fun, but I'm not.
We could make fun of all the other schools by adding Southern to their name, like, to hell with Marshall Southern, to hell with Appalachian Southern, to hell with Coastal Southern.
All right, is it time for the last call? I think it is.
It's time for something. I was able to push us past 35 minutes just so Tim doesn't get his 30-minute episode.
Uh-huh.
All my fault too. I opened my mouth. I said something. We started talking about it.
I still have not drank my gin drink.
Well, drink your gin drink.
Get to it. Come on.
Are you not a mixer of drinks? Like, you got to finish your beer before you move on to the liquor drink? Because I was
that's orange juice and gin. That sounds terrible with beer.
I was going back and forth. I was drinking a little bit of the beer, a little bit of the vodka. So
is it a vodka tonic?
No, vodka Sprite Zero, because I'm watching my girlish figure.
Well, tonic would also be that.
I don't know what tonic is.
It's just water.
Okay, then why don't you call it? No, it tastes weird.
Yeah,
I've had tonic.
There's like some stuff in it, but it's not. There's no calories.
Well, so Sprite Zero is also just water with some stuff in it too. So. Did you give me the bow and arrow, the French way of saying?
No, I gave you the full on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You put that on the video. Excellent.
That's fine.
Very nice. Very nice.
I don't know what's allowed and what's not allowed.
That's fine. We don't have to NSFW it on iTunes, and that's all we care about.
When I get my cease and desist letter from YouTube for having vulgarity on it, I'll just print that up and put on this wall behind me over here. So,
all right, yeah, that's a good idea.
I like that. All right, cool. I guess we'll do a last call. We'll keep whatever the hell we're doing right now going.
Hang on.
Gin drink.
Whoa.
It's all downhill from now, guys. Thanks everybody for listening. We will talk to you next week after we tailgate Toccoa Falls and we pregame Georgia Tech. Oh yeah. So what are we gonna do about the episode next week? Are we gonna do it after the Georgia Tech game?
No, let's do it on Wednesday or something.
Like a midnight episode. Should we do it from Marlowe's Tavern or 11th Street Pub?
No.
That sounds like a horrible idea. Let's do it.
All right, we will talk. Maybe we'll talk about that. We'll figure that out in last call, or we'll probably figure it out otherwise. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening. We'll talk to you next week after whatever games happen. Get it ready for Camila and Christmas Day. You can find our last call on patreon.com/last call, available on Friday mornings for everyone, available immediately to our Patreon members, $3 a month. You get early access to the last call, access to our private group chat, which has been fun, and discounts on all of our merchandise and whatever else. There's other stuff too, right? There's other stuff, whatever I come up with. So please consider joining patreon.com/Atlanta. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you again next week. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.